Hey everyone, welcome to the Immortality Podcast. Once again, I'm Jake here with Josh.
Hello.
So today we have a nice tea, very nice tea, really good A-grade black tea Dragonwell. So we've had Dragonwell in the past. Dragonwell, as most people know, is a green tea, almost always a green tea, famous for its flat shape, nutty aromas, fried, toasted flavors. This one, though, is black tea. So, Josh, have you had one of these before? Have you had this tea yet?
I have not. Okay. I know that.
Yeah, we just got this one in.
Just the provenance of the Dragonwell and how it comes from a very specific area within China. And then to take that, material which is for green tea and to make a black tea, I'm actually really excited about this.
Yeah, it is. It's super interesting, and we'll see how it compares to the green we had on a while ago. This one, like the last one we had, is from Shihu, which is a district in the city of Hangzhou in Zhejiang province. Shihu is where you go for authentic Dragonwell. There is tea that calls itself Dragonwell that's produced outside the area. And it's, probably from like the same cultivars and uses the same processing technique, but the terroir of Shihu is somewhat unique and irreplicable. So this is the real stuff. Authentically grown, masterfully processed, real Dragonwell. We'll just start here. This is a black tea. As always, I'm just going to do a preheat on the teaware. Just hot water first. You don't need to rinse black teas for the most part. They're not curled or rolled or anything. They're pretty strong off the bat. So let's just do one steep here.
Wow, this is going to be really good.
Yeah, it brews fast. These you don't have to fuss too much over. I'm just going to give it like 5 to 10 seconds here.
And then our water's probably right around 200, 195, 190.
Yeah. Obviously, you can't get it super hot in Colorado. Lower elevations, you can get hotter water. Use an even lighter touch if you're doing that. Nice malts, floral.
Nice. That is florally and malty with a little fruit.
Yeah.
Something lychee-like, or
I think exactly lychee. Yeah.
I was cheating. I read the tasting notes.
The description.
And the description.
I'm like, wow, right on, Josh. Okay, let's see what we got.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice and thick, good color.
It's like got even graham cracker notes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Huh. Bready, yeah, kind of sweet and bready.
Bready and malty, I feel like.
Pretty different than as a green tea, right?
Yeah, it's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like they're two different leaves.
Yeah, this one always reminds me a little of Taiwanese black teas for some reason. It's a very concentrated flavor, yeah, high on malt. Kind of sharp, aromatic.
Would you say that the malt is even more pronounced than the fruitiness or the sweet undertones?
In this steep it is. Yeah. We'll have to see how it does here. We should be able to get a good number of steeps out of this.
The water we're using, because we got a temperature thermometer for this one, is around 198, 195 probably. So that is a good one. What was it, like a 15-second steeper?
Oh, I think it's less than that. I think 5 to 10.
5 to 10 seconds on that first cup.
Yeah, I'm not going to steep these first few that hard. Love those sounds.
The teascape.
I know.
Welcome to the Tea-verse.
some like gung fu ASMR.
Yeah, some bamboo flutes.
Teaware clacking, water being poured. And it's a little sweeter now. The fruit's a little more obvious on the second steep, right?
Yeah. It almost has a ginger may or like a golden eyebrow quality, but not quite.
Sure.
The golden eyebrow is more honey-like, it seems like. But this is definitely...
This is a little more delicate than the golden eyebrow.
Wow.
So let's see. Dragonwell itself has a history dating back to about the Song dynasty, which is as early as it gets for loose leaf tea. And these leaves are picked very early in the season, so I think that's why it's so delicate. This is what we call pre-Qingming. So Qingming is like a tomb sweeping festival. It's some kind of like spring holiday in China, but basically it's usually the first week of March. Usually it's the first week of April. And so that means these leaves are picked late March or very early April. For Dragonwell, the earlier harvests are considered superior because younger buds, a little more energy, and that they grow before like the brunt of the spring rains generally come in this part of China, and then the spring rains tend to water down the tea leaves and make them less concentrated.
So does that mean the winter harvest and the fall harvest are more preferred?
Well, there's no winter harvest.
Oh, no winter harvest. I meant the fall.
Yeah,
I guess.
fall harvest. No, spring harvest is what you want for this kind of tea for Dragonwell. The highest prices Dragonwells are almost always pre-Qing Ming, and it's not universally like obviously weather varies by year, but just as far as like pedigree goes and what people are looking for, usually what you want is pre-Qing Ming. That's going to command higher prices anyway.
Nice. So this one is pre-Qing Ming.
It is, yeah, it is, and it is from Shihu, so.
So this is extra special.
Yeah,
black.
Exactly. Well, it's real. Like it's like Bordeaux or like it's like a Grand Cru black tea. I don't know like how to compare it exactly. It's something that's highly sought after in China, and by tea connoisseurs elsewhere, such as here.
I mean, it's nice. Not gonna lie. Like it's definitely hitting that Jinjun Mei, and it is got a delicateness to it.
Yeah. Like pedigrees in tea like this, like from this area, picked this time, this cultivar, yada yada, like it doesn't always translate to quality. You can find plenty of good tea that's like from some like weird ass region, like we got some good like teas from like Manipur, India in recently. They're just like kind of insane that I've never had from that region before.
What kind of teas are they? Are they more?
It's like a black and a white.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's different than the Rohini estate stuff.
It's very different. It's more like an Assam.
Wow.
It's like between an Assam and like a Yunnan tea, honestly. Literally geographically. So I'm just saying, there's like weird tea. You always find like weird teas, but there's also value in pedigree like this. Like it's going to be good, and it is something that's sought after, and it's part of tea culture.
Well, even thinking about the season that we're drinking, we're basically drinking, if it's pre-spring harvest, you're basically drinking, the first of the year, the end of winter.
Yeah.
And it's like you're basically catching as the plant's opening up from its winter seasonal shift and just getting into spring. Yeah. And that's a nice energy.
Smell your cup, by the way. I like to smell the cup. I feel like people don't smell the cup enough.
That's fruitier than it tastes.
I know, right?
That's
like it's like sometimes it's like one of the most satisfying parts of the tea experience is to smell your empty cup.
It smells like a honey liqueur.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like mead, but maybe like it's got this like honey note, which is interesting.
Oh geez, I'm a little tea drunk already. My third cup of tea today.
That's good.
I know. The other main thing I want to talk about with this tea was that it is a Qunti cultivar. There's usually two main cultivars, quote, authentic Dragonwell is made from in this region. That's Qunti is the older varietal, and then there's the longjing 43, which is a newer varietal. Qunti, referred to by locals as Lao Shu or Old Tree. This is the one that was historically recognized by one of the old Chinese emperors when Dragonwell first became famous.
So is it an old bush tea leaf or just an older cultivar?
No, it's an older cultivar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
It's an ancient cultivar versus a modern cultivar.
Well, pretty much, yeah. The last Dragonwell we had, maybe I'll bring in a Qunti Dragonwell next time. The last Dragonwell we had from last year's harvest was longjing 43, and now we actually have both in terms of green tea right now online in the shop. Qunti is said to have a little more body and mineral character. Longjing 43 is said to have a little more aroma, and I think it might grow a little easier too. But it's the historical. This is the historical varietal that Dragonwell was made from. So again, like this is just like a classic tea right here, except for the fact that it's a black tea.
What's nice about the Dragonwell is a green tea. One thing I noticed this year, because I got some of the Westlake Dragonwell.
Last year or this year?
This year's, I think.
Do you know which lot it was? Because we have like 3 different lots.
I think it's
The A, the B, or the C?
the A grade.
Oh, you got some of the A. Okay, that one's Qunti.
Whatever that one is, like, it's really beautiful. And that just, I notice when I drink it, the vitamins and the minerals from the tea absorb faster in that variety of green tea. And like the Westlake Dragonwell, like it even absorbs faster than like some of the high mountain oolongs. And so 2 or 3 drinks in, I can literally feel a mind shift and like the vitamins making my body healthier almost.
Yeah.
Like I can breathe better. There's just small things about it. And then taking that, which is, you know, the material is so vitamin rich, then you make a black tea out of it. I mean, it kind of makes sense, like, that we're feeling a little tea drunk right now.
Yeah.
Just because of such the high grade of the material. Man, that's good.
So yeah, fifth steep. Anyone watching the video would notice I'm steeping a little longer at this point. I might do like a 20-30 second here. It is a black tea. They tend to not go quite as long in the Gaiwan as like oolongs and pu'ers, or most oolongs anyway. We should still be able to get some good steeps out of this, though. Just have to push a little harder at this point.
So right around the 4th or 5th steep, then increased steeping times for this one.
Yeah, I never have like a science behind it myself. I just kind of feel.
Oh no, it's
feel it out
scientific. It's the science of taste.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, well, and like the leaves will start to fade, you know, like, and then the color of the tea gets a little bit less. Even though this one started as like a dark red orange, now it's kind of going to the orangey, but it's still very.
Giving people brewing guidelines is always very hard for me because, you know, it depends so much on your own tastes. You know, I always recommend to start a little light, you know, like start with like a lighter touch, and if you decide you want a heavier touch, then you can do that.
And then if you go too heavy, you can always just pour a little out for all the people you love.
Exactly. So some for the spirits, the ancestors.
Little tea offering. Be like, I made this one strong for y'all.
Happens.
So, based off the flavors of this tea, how would you suggest this tea to tea drinkers listening and watching?
This is like a higher level tea, and it's something for someone who's into tea culture and like classic styles of tea, like people who are into artistry in their tea. Like this was made by someone who's been making Dragonwell for over 30 years.
Just to put that in perspective for everybody, every 3 years, if you're connected to the land and the farming, you're basically getting roughly 10,000 hours on average.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Now, if you work a little bit harder, you might be getting 12 or 15,000 in those 3 years. Now take 3 years times 10.
You're talking about like 100,000 hours at least.
Yeah. 100,000 to 150,000 hours of like tea mastery. So, you know, for the most part, you know, when you're drinking a Nest tea or some bag Tazo tea or whatever brand of tea that you are bagging, and maybe Celestial Seasoning for all you fans out there of that Sleepy Time Bear.
The bolder audience,
Yeah, or whatever. It's just, there's no tea mastery in that process.
Sure.
It's a machine
Yeah.
that basically presses buttons, and if anything, you know, you can't tweak it to the very detailed level of the moisture in the leaves. So, you know, these teas are something special.
Yeah. The guy making this tea probably has more experience doing what he does than the guy flying your airplane, you know.
Yeah, seriously. And the farmer has less radiation from the skies. So
Sure. You can usually tell how good the tea is in a tea by the direction our banter takes by the end of an episode. I think we can do one more. I'm getting a really nice honey flavor in this right now. Well, it's really enjoyable.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just tasted the honey in the aftertaste.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, like, you know, jokes about overbrewed tea aside, it is a little hard to ruin like good tea, in my opinion. If a tea's good, it's gonna be forgiving. So like, people when they're first starting to drink tea get like, you know, they get obsessed about temperature, time, all this stuff, which, you know, I get because it takes a lot to like make a good cup of tea, and especially if you're paying a lot for tea, like you want to do it good, but you also like don't need to worry about it so much. You just make it the way you like it. If it's good, it's gonna be good. You don't need to like stress too much over like brewing techniques. This is just my opinion.
I agree. Like some people go with the whole tea ceremony thing, and like every time I'm drinking out of a Gaiwan, I've got some new agey, and just person. They could be 20, they could be 30, they could be 65. New ages, all encompassing. And they just are like, well, do you want to do a tea ceremony? No, I want to drink some tea. I want to drink some tea as fast as I can so I can get the mountain that tea came from in my body. I don't know what you're talking about. It's presents and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, I get that. And like, we can have that and you can have that. But at the end of the day, it's about getting the tea.
Yeah.
So you can drink the mountain.
You know what Dragonwell is named for, right?
No.
There is like actually a Dragonwell that like waters these tea fields. It's like this. You can see pictures of it. Look up online. It's just like this little like kind of dragon head that like they built around the spring. It's pretty cute.
Nice.
It's like and it just shoots like water out. Like,
so they're infusing the tea with dragon water.
Yeah, dragon water. Yeah, exactly.
From the Dragonwell.
Pretty sick. Yeah, from the Dragonwell. That's why it's called Dragonwell. And that's why location's important, because if you get from outside the area, then you're not really getting the Dragonwell.
Is there anything else about this tea? Because like, what else should people know? That's a good fun thing to know, that the dragon waters this.
The dragon. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think we touched on it. Like, you know, location, harvest time, cultivar, and artistry are the main things that go into this tea. And you know, they're all way up there. So like, again, this tea is expensive. I think it's not the most expensive we sell. I think we sell it for $17.50 an ounce. We sell the A lot green tea Dragonwell for $30 an ounce. That's probably, I think it's our most expensive tea online right now.
That is definitely the most expensive Trident Cafe tea.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's good because you can basically buy some of the B lot. If you love green tea, try the B lot, try the C lot.
Oh, they're
treat
all
yourself
excellent.
with the A lot, because even the C lot is going to be better than.
I kind of prefer the B lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
just
that's,
personally.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is it's like between the lots, you might prefer the C lot. Like, just because that flavor is there, it's still coming from the same place. They just processed it different, and you're getting a different spectrum of like the vitamins, the minerals, and the tastes. I definitely bought some Trident tea for a friend who likes Japanese teas, and I got him the highest grade of the Japanese teas that were available, and he liked them, but also I could tell the higher end teas might have been a little too subtle, or there might have been some uniquenesses of them that, you know, he could have got the second tier and liked that just a little more.
Sure.
And like, it's nothing bad, because again, all the teas, whether it's the A, the B, or the C lot, is of the highest grade. So like, you're getting something unique regardless of that. You know, it's just finding what you like. So how would you suggest this tea to tea drinkers, and where can they find it?
So again, this tea I would suggest to people looking for like a real, authentic, and cultural experience. It does have very good energy, good like medicinal properties too. If you're like looking for those, if you want something with a good amount of qi. Certainly, there's not like that many black teas that are quite this high end. Usually, it's oolongs and green that get like the more artisanal treatment. But definitely a fan of blacks, and someone looking to explore like probably the very highest end of black that you can get out here for the most part. Definitely try this. You know, $17.50 an ounce. That's, you know, less than most people pay for a bottle of wine, and you're going to get like 5 to 10 sessions out of it.
What steep are we on right now?
6 or 7, or maybe 8.
Yeah, I think we're definitely 6 or 7.
Yeah,
I think 8. I'm gonna go with 8.
So this one goes for a little while too. I wasn't exactly sure going in, because I'm not sure if I've actually had a good session with this tea. I've just kind of tasted it a few times, but it does seem like it's holding up well and going pretty far. And of course, you can find this tea and others like it online at tridentcafe.com/teas, or in the shop in Boulder. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Josh, do you have any more questions about this, or?
I just noticed that my metabolism is speeding up. So,
no, dude, it's that black tea.
Yeah,
it's that black tea energy.
Whatever it is, eat food with this one.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I'm gonna have to eat food after this. My metabolism is now active. No, so I don't have any more questions.
Okay, great. Well, let's sign off then.
All right.
Okay, everyone, thanks for coming to join us at the tea table. Good drinking out there, guys.
See you next time.